Hi, my name is Joe Brooks. I'm a well rounded visual artist with 17 years of creative experience in branding global consumer products. In this video, we'll dive into how to use a WordPress website built with Elementor. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to log into your website, and you'll go to your .com, and then you'll put a forward slash, and you're going to type admin, and that will get you to the admin page where you can log in. You can also use wp-admin, and it should log you in with either one. So when you land and log in, the first thing that you should do is update. Always update your WordPress website. Just for security reasons, it's best to keep everything up to date. So I just go to the update section up here, scroll down, I check mark everything. I hit update plugins. All updates have been complete. Go to your pages. Your first thing might be to select Elementor, but actually what you want to do is you want to go to your pages, because pages are where you're going to find all of the pages that you've built or that have been pre-built if you're working on a pre-built website. The first thing that we'll do is work on the very first page, the front page, the home page, which actually has a carousel, and it's also called a slider, what's known as a slider. So it is on this page, and your first reaction would be like, oh, okay, well then let me edit with Elementor and start editing the carousel that's within it. Well, the carousel inside of it, unfortunately, is also a plugin. So you have to edit that carousel, this piece right here, and you'll see it right here, slider container. And I'll go through what all of this stuff is in a minute, but it just says smart slider, and you can't really edit anything here. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to exit to WordPress and hit the view pages button again here at the top left, and you're going to go down to smart slider, and that is actually where you're going to edit the slider. It'll give you a little tutorial itself, and you can watch that if you want, and it'll let you know, hey, this is how you edit the sliders and all of that fun stuff. But for the sake of time, we're just going to go straight to the slider itself and edit the slider itself and replace photos within the slider. Go into your slider. So this one is the slider for the website. Edit this very first one. That's the active one. So you click on edit, and you can see every single slide that has been created here, every single photo that has been added to the slider. The little star icon tells you that it's the first one. So you can change any of these to be the first by clicking the three dots in the corner. You can also duplicate them, unpublish them, copy them, delete them. So a few of them were deactivated at one point, but after talking to the client, we decided that we weren't going to show those photos, so I just ended up deleting them. But if you do have content that you want to re-enable at some point in time, you can do unpublish and then publish. That way, if you have some seasonal content that you want to show and you just want to hold it for the next season, you can do that. But in this case, specifically, if you want to add a slide, you can add a slide here. This probably wouldn't be ideal for this specific slider, because this specific slider for the website is built for this website in a certain way. And if you create a blank image, you won't be able to do the same things as what these images have, which some of them have text, some of them have buttons that go to other pages. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take a look at the very first one. So you open that one up, and you can see it says, okay, this one has a button for tickets, and that's where you're going to be able to edit the tickets for the specific season that you're working on. So not only can you replace this image, you can also replace the link that this goes to. So right now it doesn't have a link because it says tickets soon, meaning that right now they're not selling tickets, but there will be. And whenever you do get a link for the tickets, you can place it right here in this link section. And you can either hit the plus sign or you can type it directly in that box. You can link it to any of the pages within the website, or you can add your own. That will be done later. So if you select the image, you can now also replace the image. So the way that you do that is you select this image and then you go to background, and then you can select any one of the images. These images, like I stated in the resize video that you watched before this, are 2560 by 1440. So you can only select 2560 by 1440. If you do not, it is going to resize it into a weird size, and you don't want that. You don't want to do that because you're going to have black bars on either side or on the top or on the bottom. It's just going to look funny. So always upload images that are 2560 by 1440 for the carousel. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of that and leave that the way that it is. I'm going to hit back, and that's how you replace images within the slider. This one also, same thing. You just hit the plus sign and maybe replace it with something like this, just for the time being. And then you hit save, and then you hit back, and now it has been updated and saved. And that photo is now the second photo you'll see on the slider. We'll go ahead and change that back because the client wants that to be a specific photo, and we'll leave it there. Save. So that is how the slider works. You can only change the slider images on the very front page from this area, Smart Slider. And if you do want to add more, I would probably go to duplicate versus add a slide. And if you do want to add another slide with a button on it, duplicate this one and then move it. You can move it. See this blue line that lets you move it? Move it somewhere where you need it. Could be there. Maybe you can move it there. You just click and hold, and it'll allow you to drag it wherever you want it. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Now that that's done, now that you've uploaded your new image and have all of your slides how you want them to be, now you can start editing pages. And the way that you do that is very simple. You just select pages, and let's say you want to edit let's go to the company page. You go all the way over, edit with Elementor. That is the only way you can edit copy or text on any of the pages for this website, because we're using Elementor as the editor. You wait for it to load, and then you can see here the company. Boom, there it is. And then over here on the right hand side, this is the structure of the whole page, and you can see this is the about page. It's being called the company, but it is technically the about page. And if you hit this triangle here, it unfolds everything within that page. So this wording, the company, is right here. You can select it, and that's kind of like a folder, and this is within that folder. So look at these, they're called containers. Look at these containers as folders. That's basically what they are. So but they are called containers. From this point on, I will call them containers, and you can change it over here. These brackets here is going to separate the two words. It's still going to be one line, but you'll be able to edit company on its own. Don't really worry. I wouldn't really worry about changing that kind of stuff. Worry more about like the content itself. Stuff that is global like this on the website, I would talk to the web developer first before changing any of that, just in case you break something. Because if you change something here, it could change something globally across the whole website, and it could break something. So always talk to your dev before making changes to stuff like this with brackets. Okay, so let's take a look at the hero item. which is this item here. It's got an image here, and then it's got a paragraph here. And it's already been styled, pre-styled, so you don't have to worry about the style. Again, this is more about changing content than it is about changing design. If you do want to change the design, go ahead and call your dev or talk to your dev about changing the design of the website. But for the most part, this tutorial is strictly changing the copy and changing the images. So you want to change the image. You can see that, oh my gosh, it's empty. That's kind of weird. Well, that's because this folder, you can actually add the styling on top of it for the image, and you don't have to have an image within it. And so to find this image, you can either click this little gray box here or go to style, and there's your image. And then you can hit choose image and choose whatever image you want to replace that image. And most of the containers are going to be just like this. There's not going to be something inside of it for the images. It's always just going to be an image container, and you just step over here to style and you can choose the image to replace it. I'm not going to go over the rest of this stuff here because the rest of this stuff here pertains to design. And again, if you need to change the design, go ahead and contact your dev. So we'll go to the paragraph, and within paragraph, there is a text that you can select. And here is the paragraph that you can change right over here. Or you can, if you want to, move the structure a little bit, click and drag, but you can change the text, there we go, to whatever you want within the browser itself without having to come over here and change it. So you can change it here, or you can change it here. Just make sure you hit this pencil icon before you do anything. Here's Hero 2. And if you select these sections, what it'll do is it'll scroll down for you. So as you select them, it starts to scroll down the page and gets you to eventually to the bottom of the page. If you just highlight image 4, go over to style, there's your image, and you can choose any of these to replace it. The great part about this is you can choose just about any image to replace here, unlike the slider images, because this container is actually formatted for just about any type of image. It could be vertical, it could be horizontal. Just know that it may change the size of this box a little bit if it's vertical, but it's not going to be too dramatic, and it's not going to break the website. So you can add vertical images here in this section. Again, here's paragraph 4. You can unfold it with the little triangle here, text heading, and you can now edit this text. I'm not going to edit it too much, but that's pretty much how you edit all text on all pages for the website. So these are called hero sections. And then down here we have what's called a list. So this is a list item. It basically works the same way. It's also a text heading. And you can see over here, you can change it here. And you can change it here as well. Actually, I didn't even have to click the pencil. I guess they changed it. So as long as this little cursor comes up, you can change the text to whatever you like. Now, as far as fonts are concerned, again, this is more of a changing the content versus redesigning the content. So if you want to change anything, go ahead and talk to your dev about that. Mainly because these are tied to other parts of the website. So these fonts are site-wide. So if you change a font here, you may not change it everywhere, or you may change it everywhere where you might not want to change it. So again, with that kind of thing, you might want to talk to your dev first before you do anything like that. This is strictly a moderation tutorial teaching people how to moderate a website and basically edit a website where it needs to be edited. Let's go to the contact, because that has a contact form, and you can kind of see how forms are dealt with on this website and other websites, because usually with WordPress, there's a form plugin, and the form plugin allows you to add forms to Elementor or any other kind of editor that you choose. If you go into your folder, your container, you can see this is the first container. If you plan to visit us, please give us a call. And it basically gives like everything that you need to know about the contact information. And you can go within each container here. This one is the heading. So this one's your actual text. This one should say image. And you can go to style and change the image there. It's just like the other one, the hero containers. And then here you can see met form. So this is the met form itself, name, email address, subject, and then the actual message. So if you want to edit the form, you can click on edit the form. It'll allow you to edit this form, but it will take you away from this page. That again is something that you might want to talk to your dev about, because there may be certain things hooked up to this form that you don't want to break. So this is one of those other things that you might want to mess with, unless you speak to the person that developed this website. Now let's go and we'll check out another type of page. Here's one. This is a good one. This one's the program. So this is basically every year this specific company has shows for ballet and they put tickets out. And so they have a program that allows guests to go and purchase tickets before the show. This page is dedicated to those tickets or forwarding people to those tickets. And you can see here program 2025. So this was last year. You can see this one, the performance was concluded. If you click on the little pencil icon, you can see it actually already unfolded all of these things in the structure and went to ticket sales. So this is a ticket sales button. And you can see over here, here's the button and here's the link. And it's got an exclamation point, which actually doesn't need to be there. It just needs to be a hashtag. If these links are not going to go anywhere, just put a hashtag in there, and that'll keep people from clicking on it. So here is the text that's in it. Performance concluded. So it's over. And that's pretty much all you need to know about the button. If this is an active show, it will need a link, and you can get that from whoever's providing it. It could be StubHub, it could be Ticketmaster, it could be any number of ticket sales platform. You just need to get that link, copy it, and paste it right into this section, and then this button will be live for those tickets. If you want to change this image for the tickets, you click on this gray button here, and then it takes you up here to the poster image, and then it says to edit, click style, and then there's your image. And you can select any of the images. Maybe you have a graphic designer that creates images for these, or maybe you need to create them yourself. Whatever the case may be, just be sure to have them here in the library. If you need to upload, you can upload here, and you can upload any kind of file here, and then you'll be able to select it here once it's been uploaded, and it may pre-select it for you. So once that's done, you'll see it change the image here, and that's how you change the image for this specific show. Again, if you want to change text, you can click on this little button here, right here, and it'll show it here. And here's the text for it. This is one of those dynamic ones where you can't change. You can change what's within the brackets, but you shouldn't change the brackets themselves. So don't delete the brackets. So just the name of the actual show. So this one is The Greats. You can change it to whatever you want. Just make sure you keep those brackets in there. And then there's a subtitle here. So there's your subtitle, October 4th, 2025. And then there's a description, title description. Here's your title description. See, it won't let you change it here, but here you can type in whatever you like. So it's probably good to type out a whole description for the show or whatever this may be, and copy it and paste it. And that's how you edit this whole section. And if you want to take a look, there's actually several of them. So there's show 2, show 3, and show 4. This is the current show. So tickets are not available for this yet, but you can see that it says May 2026 and a short description that's probably going to change, but you can see here that it has already been edited. And if you want to edit it more, you can go to this gray box, hit style, change the photo. Here is the pencil icon for the ticket sales. You can add your link there whenever that's ready. The title. So because it's dynamic, we have to make sure that we change it here only. So here's the title, subtitle, May 2026. You can see it here. And the title description right here. You can change it here. All right, so that's how you edit the program section. And this program section, like this is a live item. So basically you can change this here. Again, it's a dynamic one, but you can change it to like 2026. It is 2026, so we could probably just change that. This will change every year for every season for this specific client. And these will be switched out every year for whatever the shows will be for that year. Since there's only 4 shows a year, it makes it easy because you only have to edit 4 of these and you don't have to duplicate anything. Everything can just be replaced. So it makes it super easy, super simple, super quick. So I'm just going to hit publish because we did change to 2026. We are in 2026. Make that small change. So one of the things that I've been noticing or I've been seeing is the website itself. You can go check and see what it looks like by clicking visit site. Once it loads, you can see what the website is going to look like. Now you can see that the header and the footer look kind of weird. That happens because we need to clear our cache. After you do an update for the website, any of these updates on plugins, you usually have to go up here and clear your cache to reset the website. So the best way to do that is to click on clear cache up here, and then you can do that or you can delete cache, either one. I like to do both, and then usually that fixes it. If it doesn't fix it, you might have to do it another time. And again, that should fix it. Yep, all fixed. So your link, so that is how you reset that when you're having issues with your header and your footer for your website. We'll take a look at one more page just to make sure that everything's good. Let's see, where is it? The dancers page. So basically this is going to be like the staff, right? So you can see that there's 2 people here, and within these there's also going to be some dynamic content. So it won't be stuff that you can change design wise, but you can go in and edit. So again, our team, you'll edit here. So there's a description. You can change everything here. Learn about the school. This links to about the school, the page, which is great. The audience comes to the page and they want to learn about the school. They can click on this and they can go to that page. So you can choose image. Her image is there. I'll just hit select. That worked out just fine. Same here. Hit edit, choose, find her image. Oops. Select. Perfect. Member name, member position, about the member. Pretty good stuff. Here's a hidden member. The way that you would have that person appear again, let's say that you would want that person to appear, you can go, this is the one time that you could go over to the advanced section, and under advanced you click this triangle to bring that up and get rid of the layout so that you can see better. Go to responsive. Here it's hidden. You can unhide it from mobile, tablet, desktop, and widescreen. So let's say you want to duplicate this and create more team members, you can do that. And if you ever have somebody that's leaving, or they're only seasonal, you can turn them off and have them not show up whenever they're not working for the specific company. And that is the team page for the website. The rest of the other pages are built exactly the same as what you've seen here. So for the most part, this is how you edit the website, and this is how you edit content on the website. And if you have any questions on how to edit content on Elementor, give your dev a call. Or if you have any questions specifically to me, if you're working on this website specifically, you can go ahead and give me a call, and I'll walk you through some of the other things that I may have missed. Thank you for joining me, and I hope this helps with editing in Elementor.